everyone, we're back with SubaHibi. I really should be recording Fate right now, but I don't want to play Fate. I want to play SubaHibi. I ended up going to class. Apparently attending class was my job this time. Yes, me and one of the other two should be going to class and doing boring stuff like that. I essentially don't want to waste my time going to a class since I'm fated to disappear anyway. Fated! Fate Grand Order! It's telling me I should go play it. At least there are any afternoon classes on Saturday, so it's not all bad. Numio HorseyEatYou made me... I just got a great idea. What if I started recorded both at the same time? So like I read one line and then I read one line while waiting for the other line to scroll, and then I just edit it all to get... Dude, that could work. Numio HorseyEatYou made me for lunch was gone too. Apparently someone ate it that morning. Either your mommy Takuchi or Yuki, since both of the lunchboxes were empty. Horsey's lunchboxes are way too small. It's still first period. I looked at the clock. It was still pretty early. I'm gonna be hungry before dinner time. Someone ate my dinner too. Pretty sure HorseyEatYou said she'd be home late today. It's strange that Master would only call for HorseyEatYou to work at the Hakushu. Usually he calls me or Yuki when he needs someone to wash dishes or clean the shop. Well, either way, HorseyEatYou will be late. It's been a while since I've been able to do that. I hadn't done it in a while, so I had a lot of energy built up. This is the first chance I've had in a while to go beat someone up. That voice. When I left the school building, I heard them talking. In the rear courtyard. I could only hear a few words like, finish it and let's go. You could tell right away what they were doing. I just want to ignore them and go home, but... I hopped over the fence. What day is this? This isn't Zakuro, is it? I hopped over the fence. Yo. Huh? No way. Mamiya-kun. My perceptions aren't altered like Takuchi and Yuki's are. I heard their words exactly as they said them. Takuchi, not Yuki or Tomura-sane. Which just means that my perceptions don't need to keep secrets from me. Well, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that crap. What's up? How do you try, he's freaking out. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. There we go. They can only mean one thing. Bingo. They're hiding and whispering about something. These guys are a pain. Nah, nothing in particular. Do I need to have something in particular to talk about? If you're like, I can make a problem for you right now. Oh no! Come on, it's the Ida. What's the option? What's the opposite of redemption arc? Just now, you guys were talking about going somewhere, weren't you? It's time for Ida to get killed. Oh no, not at all. Oh, Nishimura's dead. I heard you were going to finish something. When I punched Nishimura, the other two winced in fear. They bullied Mamiya Takuchi so much, they rolled over like dogs once they beat them up a few times. They're weak. That's the only way to describe them. So, what are you talking about? And what's happening in the timeline right now? Sorry, we were looking for you, Mamiya-kun. Looking for me, huh? Oh well, we got some good stuff. We thought maybe you'd want to get in on it too. Good stuff? Yeah, good ice. I see. Some good ice, huh? It's really expensive. The crystals are pure white. What, you gonna make a snow cone with it or something? Pure white crystals. Ice is a euphemism for meth. What? They're doing drugs? They also call it Tina or glass. It's a lot of nicknames. They're doing meth though? These kids are crazy. I didn't care to know, but I learned a lot of dumb stuff like that hanging around these guys. They call it white powder, but most of it doesn't really look like white powder. At least I've never seen any like that. Apparently it's colorless and transparent if the purity's high. The kind of stuff that gets sold in the city isn't white because of the impurities. The color changes depending on the impurities. It can even be yellow or pink. Most drugs go through quite a few different hands before they reach the individual sellers. The adulteration happens as it passes through all those different hands. Scotty had watched Breaking Bad at the time. It was like, oh yeah, that's right. Wait, when did Breaking Bad come out? I think it wasn't until 2012 actually. Oh, 2008. No, never mind. Yep. Prime Breaking Bad territory. To dilute the water even more, the end sellers cut the drugs before they sell them. Apparently they add anything they have at hand that looks like white powder, even though they have no scientific knowledge about the drugs. Sugar, salt, sometimes even chalk is mixed in. Apparently it burns like crazy if you add sugar. Heard stories of people who use meth exploded when they lit up, getting in their eyes and everything. That happens when their meth is cut with salt. Sometimes even poison is mixed in. It's cut with a lethal poison. It's called a terror hit. If they don't or just give some side effects, they call it a bad trip. It's apparently not very common for meth to be cut with actual poison. Yeah, like why would you kill your buyers? Meth is one of the tools of the trade for a lot of people in the business. So anyone who sells meth cut with anything poisonous might be disciplined to control the quality of the market. Because of that discipline, the quality is fairly high. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. The only reason I learned all this stuff is because I hang out with these guys. No, really. Good ice, huh? Yeah. Give it all to me. What? You're planning on doing it without me, weren't you? Don't need to give me all of it. Didn't you hear me? But... hey. What? Shiroyama. Nothing. The flame of resistance flared up in Shiroyama's eyes for a moment. Once he met my eyes, that flame disappeared. He had the most backbone of all these losers. But now look at him. We're gonna take all the drugs in the city, guys. What is this, Shiroyama? If you have something to say, look me in the eyes and say it. He didn't say anything. If I hurt him that bad, I don't blame him. First time I met him, I beat him bloody. Nearly killed him on a few other occasions too. Because they tried to get revenge on me several times. They failed every time. Tried to jump me in a back alley once too. Even an amateur doesn't get many opportunities to get ambushed though. People are instinctively wary of walking through dark and deserted places. Unless they are drunk, anyone will notice footsteps behind them in the dark. I'm more careful about listening for footsteps behind me than most people. Listening. The footsteps slow down when I do, I could tell. That alone is enough to stop them from ambushing me. Maybe it would be different if they could fly or something. A stun gun or something wouldn't matter though. I've seen Shiroyama break someone's leg without hesitation before. There's one time when he got a bunch of people together and surrounded me late at night. There were less than 10 people. Yeah, only 10. Yeah, come on. It's like a Yakuza game, you know? You just beat them all up. They had knives and stun guns. It's a pretty good plan on his part. Even an idiot could think of something like that, though. First, he ran away at full speed. He didn't fight them. It'd be stupid to fight them head on. I was confident in my running speed. It's not my arms, right, and legs that make me strong in battle. They slowly split up. They were too focused on chasing me, so they didn't even notice they weren't moving together. I turned and butchered the closest man. I hit him with my entire body weight, knocking him out in a single blow. I picked up his knife and threw it at the second guy. Not his extreme ratio. He probably didn't expect me to throw it. He fell on his butt right there. Put my boot in his face, since he'd offered so nicely. Felt the unique sensation of teeth breaking under my heel. I got a metal pipe from him. In reality, a metal pipe is a far better weapon than a knife or a stun gun. The length is more important than the lethality of the weapon. I used my new weapon to take out my pursuers one by one. In the end, it was 4 versus 1. I wouldn't lose to 4 amateurs even without a weapon. The end result was a one-sided beatdown that was even more brutal than usual. I stabbed a knife through Shiroyama's right hand to teach him a lesson. I stabbed Numata right in the butt as he tried to run. That's the last time Shiroyama tried to resist. After that, he devolved into a man who only fears me. You know, it's lucky you only tried to beat him up when he was Tomosane. Part of that's because I hurt him so badly. That's his own fault. He did something disgusting to my body, even if it was Mami Takuchi's personality at the time. I couldn't hurt him enough to pay him back for that. Is this everything? Yes. Give me one packet of the stuff. It didn't look like enough for them all. Made them empty their pockets and search their stuff, but I couldn't find anything. So, are you done? Yeah. Numata turned her gun. Huh? Hey, Numata! Huh? Take off your shoes. Huh? Do it already. Made him take off his shoes right there. He was walking funny, like he was protecting something. Checked out his shoes, but there's nothing in them. There's nothing there, right? Okay, take off the soles. Rolled up the cuff of his pants. There's an unusual bulge in one of his socks. What is this? I punched him, but not hard enough to hurt my hand. Got 3 more packets from Numata's socks. 3 packets of white powder. Naturally, there are more packets of drugs. We have quite a lot of this stuff, huh? We really splurged this time. Numata laughed weakly. The blood poured out of his nose. Splurge, huh? For this powder. Well then, I'll be confiscating this. Huh? What? Numata tried to say something, but I was already leaving. At the current prices, each of these 0.3 gram packets are sold to the end consumer for over 10,000 yen each. Put together, that's easily over 30,000 yen worth. I couldn't complain about that. Yeah, you could buy an extreme ratio with that. I flushed the toilet in the smelly bathroom stall. Packets all went down the toilet along with the water. I started to flush the unopened packets since they had air in them. Finally got them to flush along with some toilet paper. These public restrooms always smell like stuff, pardon my French. There we go. Disposed of the drugs I took from Nuada and Shiroyama in a nearby restroom. It was only natural. I wouldn't want to get stopped by the police while I had that stuff in my pockets. I always get rid of any drugs I confiscate right away. He's so cool. He's taking drugs out of the market so the prices go up to improve his meth empire. That's why he's doing it. Well, they're taking it for them to cause them pain, not to use it myself. Never plan to use any of the drugs myself. I can tell there's already something wrong with Bobby and Hakuchi's brain. I don't even want to imagine what would happen if I started doing drugs too. Yeah, imagine that. Cows might start flying. Used to take them home and throw them away in the garbage at my house, but lately I've been getting rid of them as soon as I can. Anyway, I'm bowling them as much as I can. Taking my revenge on them before I disappear. Did I? Imagine that. Oh wow. I should get going. Imagine what? Well, so I hear footsteps. I knew it. He's not an amateur. Felt about it uneasy, but I was sure of it by the time I went to the station in Tsukinomiya. Let my guard down because there's so many people in Tsukinomiya. This is probably because I've been targeted by Shiroyama and his thugs so many times. I can always tell when someone's watching me. It's just a matter of practice. I dashed into a side road like I was running away. Then I turned and stopped just around the corner and waited. This guy! I talked about him, I want to say in the last episode. I've seen his sprite. Because like, to get the thumbnails, I have to go to this hentai website to get all the sprites. Speaking of, like, I just found out for the first time I did not have Ayana's sprite, so I had to go get hers. Apparently I've never put Ayana on the thumbnail aside from that one CG of her. Somehow. May quickly followed me around the corner. It was a street just off the main road and no one else was around. Because of that, it ended up being just the two of us staring at each other in an alley. My pursuer froze for a moment, then looked away. Which means he's not a cop. Look at that smile. Though I suppose a cop wouldn't trail me like this. A cop would have just stopped me when I went into the restroom, right after I came out. My pursuer tried to walk away with a calm gait that was obviously feigned. But, hey, do you think I'm just gonna let you walk away? What do you mean? He doesn't even have a fake name? A knife? Bingo. Oh god, play the music! Ken opened the bottom of his bag and a camera fell to the ground. Just a big camera for it. Not like you can go bird watching here in the city. Oh no, I'm a paparazzo! Just got back from my favorite Idols concert! What do you do with those ugly sunglasses? Go peeping through the window? Why doesn't he have like at least a question mark there? It's hard to see through his long hair, but his sunglasses had unusually thick frames. Sunglasses with a belting camera. Kind of detectives and the like use. What, are you a detective? Who hired you? Huh? Yeah! You think I'm gonna let you run? I locked his arms behind his back and pushed him to the ground. I could break both of his arms if I put my body weight on him and bent his arms just a few more inches. Oh! Who are you? Why are you following me? Sorry, I'm a photographer. I do landscape pictures. Ah! You weren't looking at the scenery. You're following me. I looked through the rest of his belongings. I found a notebook. Thought he was a detective or something at first, but I knew he wasn't when I saw that notebook. Are you a reporter from a newspaper? Well, this employment card says it's a magazine. Your name is Kimura Nobukatsu, is it? What were you looking for, Kimura-san? I was learning about today's youth culture. Even you're investigating drug addiction, right? Bullseye, huh? I'll be confiscating this camera. No way! How about you just delete the pictures? Sure, you can restore them. Alright, then just take the memory card. Well, okay. Yeah, camera's expensive. I wouldn't want to do that to you, dude. I let go of his arms. I knew you were strong when I scoped you out, but that's amazing. You must have experience with martial arts. Oh, you want to interview me now that you've lost your pictures? Don't say that. After investigating, you have to say I'm incredibly interested in you personally. And try to butter me up. Don't you think something like that is just going to tick me off? Wait a second. Sorry. I'm serious. Your actions are really mysterious. Do you have a death wish? Wait, at least let me say this. Say what? Why did you throw away the drugs you took from them? Oh, no. Actually, I went and did all the meth in the bathroom. I didn't flush it out the toilet. Huh? You little guy. Pardon my French. How do you know that? Hey, no way, don't get mad. It doesn't hurt you, though, does it? Huh? You haven't done any of the drugs. There wasn't a single empty packet. All of them still had drugs in them, and he threw them away. Exactly how long have you been following me? I just happened to see it. You just happened to see it while you were going through my garbage? You tried flushing them down the toilet, but they didn't all flush. Those air-filled packets don't flush very well since they float. You searched my toilet? Yeah, you go to the toilet every time you get any drugs. First I thought you were doing the drugs in there. Okay, I'm glad I mentioned it. Then I discovered a packet that didn't flush. Since then, I've been using a plunger to investigate what you flushed. Jesus, he's a good reporter. He's involved. Recovered quite a lot of them. Really now. That's why I was curious. Wanted to know how you do that after going through all the trouble to get those expensive drugs. All right, I understand. You understand? Yeah, looks like you know too much. Silence him. Wait, did I say too much? Yeah, way too much. Your face is really scary. You're not thinking of killing me, are you? Yeah, that's the plan. My SLR! Is that a camera? Oh, so this thing looks ridiculous. Did he? Hold on, SLR. Camera? Single lens reflex. Okay. Not my camera, sunglasses, anything but that. Oh, and then Tomosani just starts wearing them everywhere. Don't come near me ever again. You show no mercy. If I ever see you again, you're dead. Okay, understood. Kimura's wristwatch flashed bright like a flashlight. But he just what's the move in Dragon Ball? I'm doing the hand gesture right now where you like put them on your forehead. Well, hold on. Why can't I not think of the name? Dragon Ball Flashbang Attack. Not Big Bang. Not Flashbang. Blind Attack. Solar Flare! That's the one. You know, Tien uses it. Then I think Krillin uses it in Namek. That's Tien's move. You still had another camera. By the way, Tien is the best Dragon Ball character. Don't fight me on it because you know I'm right. He looked like a fool, but I'm sure there's a reason why he's investigating me. Kimura Nobukatsu, huh? I should be careful from now on. He's dangerous. If I see Yuki, I should warn her too. And Mamiya. Forget about him. Mamiya's in the most danger, but I can't just go and warn him about every little thing. Either way, from now on I should only confiscate money from those guys, not drugs. Taking their drugs away causes more psychological damage since it's so much harder to get them. I don't have much of a choice anymore. Personally, I don't care if I get caught. I don't want to drag Yuki down with me. If Yuki gets caught, Hoseki would be upset. That's the last thing I want to happen. He cares about Hoseki. Oh, we haven't seen this room in forever. Like, did we even see it in Rabbit Hole 2? Like, God, this feels nostalgic. This Rabbit Hole 1 memories are coming back. I drank a can of tea I had in the fridge to calm myself down. The cold tea pricked at the back of my throat and made my head hurt. But to me, even that pain felt good. And that helped cool my head a bit. Haven't had one of these in a while. Opened the top of a cup of ramen. A lot of crap happened, so it took a lot longer than I expected to get home. The sun was already setting. It wasn't dinner time yet, but I made myself some ramen anyway. It was salty. Well, the taste didn't really matter. Oh, it's boiling. Came back in the kitchen and poured the kettle of boiling water into my ramen. I looked at the clock. It's already after 5. Hoseki still wouldn't be home for a while. She said she'd be working in Hakushu late tonight. Her job there usually ends around 10 o'clock. If I include the time she'll spend walking home, it'll be more than 5 hours until she gets home. Little giggle found its way out of my mouth. No one will be in this house for quite a while. What's Tomosane's hobby? I'm alone in this house. It's been a while. Maybe I could do that again. Hoseki won't be home for... I can. What's he gonna do? What's his hobby? Put in the CD I bought. My heart rate increased. This isn't like me. The video game started up. I can play video games. When I'm alone, I can play games without worrying. I haven't heard this sound in a long time. But an egghead like Yuki, who always comes home and immediately sits down to a book. I only read books to kill time when I have nothing else to do. Games are way better than books. If I could, I'd like to play handheld games when I'm at school. Actually, I tried bringing handheld games to school before. Whenever I want to play them, the batteries were dead. It's definitely because Mommy had found the games and played them until the battery died. I did it dozens of times too, but I never got to play any of the games. Gosh darn it! That guy. Every time I charge it up so that I can play games, he always plays those for hours on end before I even get a chance to try. So like everyone in the comments is like, why do you hate Takaji so much? Why do you hate Takaji so much? He's evil! He plays the game more until it dies! At this point, I'm pretty sure he's doing that on purpose to bug me. Whenever I finish charging the handheld and excitedly put it into my bag, my consciousness blacks out. Then before I know it, the batteries are dead. I wonder if Takaji, like, the times Takaji comes out are like intentional. Like, you know how there's a Minakami with memories and without memories? Do you think there's a Takaji with memories that we haven't seen? Every time I feel that desperation, it makes me want to kill that guy. But I must be destined to hate every single thing about Mamiya Takaji. For the record, Mamiya Takaji actually owns a lot of games. Most of them are the kind of stuff I play. Most of them are so-called gal-gay, which I'm really not interested in. Though I guess he does have a few games that I do like. I don't really feel like playing any of them though. I mean, why would I? He always pirates his games online instead of buying them. Can't stand that. Yeah, everyone except Takaji is a bastion of morality when it comes to pirating. Bothers me so much I want to kill him for it. Now that I'm someone who should be giving a lecture on morals, I'm screenshotting that. I just instinctively hate him. Apparently I find every single thing he does irritating. He's such a pain in the butt. Just like Yuki doesn't hate Mamiya, but I don't really understand why. Someone like him might as well just die. There aren't very many things in this world I hate as much as him. There's not a single good thing about him. See, look, Tomo-san the best character. Either way, I can't play games at school. And I can't play games in the house either. Especially not console games that use the TV. Hasuki will be at Hakushukyo all night. She said her shift will last until late tonight. She means I can play games without worrying about anything. How long is this monologue? If Hasuki ever sees me in this living room, she always shows interest in what I'm doing. She always comes and bothers me. Which is why I can't play games when she's around. Whatever. That reminds me, my little brother always wanted to watch me play games. I feel bad now because like probably half the time I was like, no, go do something else. Stop bothering me. So now that he's all grown up and doesn't watch me play games anymore, I'm like, I should have let him watch me play games. Tadaima. No! Why?
Tomo-ni-san, 部屋にいたんだ。いくら呼んでも返事ないからいないと思ったよ。
What games do you think Tomo-san is into? Why? Why is she home so early? Didn't she say she was working late? Can't believe she came home the second I finally turned the game on. Wait, hold on. Do I have high drive space? A little bit, yeah.
Game?
Yeah.
珍しいね。
Hasuki, weren't you supposed to be working late?
なんかね、なんか特殊な仕事だったんで時間計れなかったんだってさ。思いのほか早く終わっちゃった。
A special job? Not like it matters to me, I guess.
それより、なんでそんなもの食べてるの？
CG! Hasuki grumpily sat behind me. What's with your toes? Like Kagumi. Hasuki grumpily sat behind me.
弁当は？
Who wears socks like you can see the toes like that? Who's in defeat here? This is weird. I ate it, but I was still hungry afterwards.
急いで帰ってきて、せっかく料理の材料買ってきたのに。
You told me you want to be home until later.
帰れないかもと言いました。帰れないとは言ってません。いくらなんでもこの時間にカップラーメンとか早すぎない？
I just get hungry is all.
そう。
Ah, what a pain. Started talking less and focused on the game instead of Hasuki.
それで、どんなゲームしてるの？
How long is she planning on sticking around? The conversation is over. Shouldn't she go back to her room or something? Suppose I could stop playing. No, that she'd probably just complain. Dang it. I always make sure not to play video games around her because I don't want to get involved with her. Why is she going out of her way to sit here with me? What should I do now? The one memory I have of my brother watching me play games, it was Final Fantasy IX. There's like I think you're trying to find Kuja's lair in the desert, and there's a bunch of quicksand pools. There's 4 of them. It's always the same one, I think. I just kept going in the wrong one over and over. I was there for like 20 minutes. Finally, I just had to Google it. I was like, oh yeah, just do that one. And I was like, oh. I'm sure Husky will be mad if I tell her to get out. So that could have just been a private memory where no one would know, but now that's forever etched in at least one other person's brain. I mean, he's probably forgotten about it, but Husky will never listens to any direct orders I give her. If anything, giving her orders has the opposite effect. She's at that age, huh? What would Yuki do in a situation like this? Yuki could probably just ask Husky to play with her. The other one. The next person to come to mind was the person I hated most. Mamiya Takuchi. He always does things to make people mad, even if he doesn't intend to. He'd do something that Husky didn't like, maybe he could just leave the room. In this situation, does that mean that I should learn from Mamiya Takuchi's example? That's it. The strongest gust of wind will fail to take off a person's coat. North wind in the sun, but the warmth of a sunny day will accomplish it easily. Is that an Umineko reference? In other words, I have to make her want to leave the room. So I should say something to gross her out. That could work. You know, the funny part is that there is a non-zero chance that Skadi actually wrote that line after thinking about Umineko. Is it Aesop? No, I think it's Grimm Brothers. North Wind and the Sun, right? Who did that? It's an Aesop. It's an Aesop. Okay. Yeah, Umineko references the fair bit. I want to say in episode 3, which would have come out right around the time SubaHibi was being gridded. Well, most women don't like it when you talk about sexual stuff. Some kind of sexual harassment involving the game, perhaps. Which leaves me with only one answer. Tomo-san, whatever you're about to say, don't. What? Dead or Alive Volleyball? Well, this is an eroge. What are you so surprised for? This is an eroge. It's called Subarashi Shiki? Subarashi Shiki? Is there a double shi? Subarashi Ki Hibi. Yeah, I think there's only one shi. That's right. It's exactly what you're thinking. Oh, there's a mental patient who's deluded himself into believing he's a ninja, keeping watch over his little Wait, what? Keeping watch over his little sister, and he rapes the schizophrenic spy girl who shares the same room in the sanatorium with him. Is that Minakabi? It's a game about the dream the spy girl sees while she's getting raped. Sorry? Is this... I just made it up on the spot, so it probably sounded like nonsense. It really doesn't matter what it's about. Did he just Freud himself? I thought she would leave right away, but oddly enough, she stayed put. What's her deal? Kids these days just used to the oversaturation of sex in the media. Thought Hatsuki would be too embarrassed to talk about this kind of stuff. How annoying. I'll just make something up. The spy girl's pet bird, Red Baron, is about to drop a bomb on the enemy's secret base. I just ignored Hatsuki and focused on the action. Side-scrolling shooters usually have enemies scroll from right to left. This one's different because they go left to right. Also, it's not an arrow, okay? Well, that should be really obvious. It's a game about birds flying planes. Of course it has cute art. Birds flying planes. It goes... That has enemies come from the left? Video game... Birds flying planes. Birds of Steel? Hold on. Birds... Is that just planes though? I think that's just planes. And it doesn't look cute. I just told her it's an arrow to make her go away. Why is she still here? Yeah, I do.
忍者になって妹を
Oh my god. Don't push. They're not going for the incest ending, right? Please? Huh?
いや今の画面からじゃ想像もできないから少し聞いてみただけ
See, because I had respect for SubaHibi up until that. But not like if they do that, like I'm sorry. You're just another Aeroge SubaHibi. All the deep philosophical themes about Wittgenstein, sorry, nope. Off the table if he has sex with his little sister. Of course you can't imagine it. I was lying when I said the shmup was an Aeroge. Shmup? Is that a word? Can't imagine it, huh? Can't really imagine it either. An Aeroge, huh? Haven't ever played one, so I wouldn't know. I just said that part about his little sister to mess with Horsey, but a little sister? Why would I say that? Even perverts want to get turned on by their own sister. Based. But come on, it's your sister. Wait, I do remember that Mamio Takaji had a couple games with sister in the title. Game about locking up your sister. I think that was called SisCon. Another one was called SisSky. There are a lot of them. Does that mean there's a demand for games like that? Oh god, he doesn't know. He doesn't know! Shit, they really are perverts who get turned on by their little sisters. What a sad world we live in.
どうしたの
Oh, nothing. Not like I care, but why is she still here?
お兄さんはそういうのよくやるの
Why would I play a lot of Aeroge? I want to snap back at her, but yeah, I hide them from you, but I play Aeroge every day. I just said something incredibly shameful. Don't worry about it. It's just to put some space between me and Horsey. I need to keep a certain distance between us. I'm gonna disappear eventually. If I become important to her, I'll only hurt her more when I disappear. So I have to be hated. I have to be loathed by everyone I meet. Even Horsey has to hate me. If Yuki is getting cut off from the world, that means it won't be long before I disappear. Horsey has to forget me and live on in a world without me. She doesn't need any good memories of me to do that. Yuki Tomasane has to be a terrible person so that she doesn't grieve me when I'm gone.
毎日
Yeah, every single day. I have to play mind break games.
鬼畜
Just completely oblivious. Husky probably doesn't know what I'm talking about. He probably just thinks it's like mind control or something. I like games where you can train your little sister. Shut up. Also, how do you know those games exist, Tomosane? How do you know that's real?
調教
You're still oblivious. That's right. People in normal society use the word train when they're talking about animals or sports.
妹にゲーとか仕込むって意味
I guess you could say that. No, that's not it. That's not what I mean. I told you this is an Aero
エ
game.
ロゲってゲって何
Game. Short for game.
ああそうかそういうことだよね
What do you think the GAN stood for before?
あいや言われてみればそうなんだけどその妹さんってどんなことされるの
Is there like a Japanese pun I'm missing there? There's gotta be, right? Horsey was definitely wavering. This is my chance. I should have to keep saying things that'll creep her out. Grr. I'd like to, but this is kind of hard. I don't really know much about Aeroge either. I guess there's sex since it has Aero in the abbreviation. I really don't know what that has to do with training.
トモ兄さん
It's Aero, so they do erotic stuff.
それってエッチなこととかするゲームなの
That's right. They do all sorts of perverted stuff, like hold hands.
変態
Yeah, perverted. Perverted stuff means sex in this case.
そうなの
Good job, Horsey. Wait, why is Horsey leading the conversation? Wait, so it's a game about birds? So does that mean Tomo-san is a furry? Horsey's downturned face was bright red. Okay, she's embarrassed, but why isn't she leaving? Can't stand this awkwardness for much longer. Just let your sister watch you play Final Fantasy IX, dude. The sex scene is coming up. It's coming up, so go away.
それって
How about I don't need to explain that, too?
っていうかそんなの自分の部屋でやってください
She's got a point. There's no console in my room.
そ けど。
So get out.
あの
What?
そのこれからエッチなシーンなんだよね。
Yeah, that's right.
できたら
Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys said this was a good video game. You said SubaHibi was peak. This isn't peak. No. Huh?
そういうゲームって見たことないし、トモ兄さんが好きだったら私も見てみたい。
I finally got back into the mood to record some SubaHibi. Because like I mean I have been really busy this last week. But also just wasn't really in the mood to record. And then bang, I get this. I'm never coming back. This is the final SubaHibi episode.
そのね、変な意味じゃないんだよ。トモ兄さんって自分のこと全然話さないからどんな趣味があるんだろうっていつも思ってて、少しは私だってトモ兄さんのこと理解したいって思っててね。それでこんな風に一生懸命何かをやるトモ兄さんを見たの初めてだから。
They're gonna bond over the Red Baron H scene. What's happening? It's not going like I expected it to. If everything had gone as planned, by now Horsey would have yelled, "Tomo-san, you perv! I hate you!" Maybe she would have looked at her and said, "I'll leave you to your games." Why is she acting like this?
トモ兄さんなんで黙ってるのかな。その
Turned around and looked at Horsey. Why is she blushing? Why are there also tears in her eyes? She hates it that much, she should just leave. You know, Horsey. Doesn't it feel like you're missing something here?
何が？私間違ってた？
Of course you are. What do you think? What on earth do you think I've been talking about? Everything's getting complicated now. Don't need to leave because there's a sex scene coming up. Something very important I have to do. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Why? Why? I don't want to play SubaHibi. I hate SubaHibi. And right, Kagami's here. Kagami's listening to this Tomo-sane. And she's totally oblivious.
でも大丈夫だよ。何があっても。
No matter what, this, I swear to God, if she just starts masturbating, I swear to God. She's trying to act casual even while her cheeks are burning red. Hey, Horsey.
大体リビングなんだから私がここにいるのは私の勝手だもん。
Can't show a little kid something like that.
私はガキじゃない。もう大人だもん。
You are... How old is Horsey? What definition of adult are you using?
基準とか関係ない。トモ兄さんはいつまでも私を子供扱いする
Oh,
から
no, actually, there's a disclaimer. Everyone's 18. Never mind, she's an adult. Hold on. SubaHibi, how old is Horsey? Sorry? Okay. I don't want to click on her wiki page, which exists, but the AI overview says she's 16 to 17. BNDB. Is there an age here? No. I guess they're not going to give an official age if she's under 18 because everyone appearing in this work is 18. If you don't like it, then go away. There's no reason for you to stay here.
別にそれは私の勝手。そんなこと指図されたくない。とりあえずそのまま続けてればいいじゃない。
When's Minakami gonna pop
私は気にし
up?
ないから。
Now she's just being stubborn. Guess I can't give up the act any longer. Seems like she's gonna stay no matter what.
でもエッチなゲームってテレビゲームでもあるんだね。
She doesn't know. Consoles only get the all ages version. There aren't. This is a television. I'm playing on a game console. Aerogay are only on the PC. There's no way they can sell Aerogay for a console. Do they nowadays though? Like, are Are there any, like, are there any uncensored visual novels on console? Apparently the Switch version, did Alcana have H scenes? Apparently the Switch version is reported to be uncut, according to the AI, which I wouldn't normally rely on, but for the sake of quickly doing it on a YouTube video, it's helpful. I just said all that stuff about porn because you're annoying me. That's a great thing. Let's go into the thumbnail. Pretty much. And then the camera pans out, the roof flies off the house, end of scene. Husky pulled her hand back as far as she could, then brought it down instantly. Ah! Well, you hit the power button! The only evil thing she could do is delete the save data. What the hell? I get saving a shmup? You know, what is a shmup? Smash 'em up? Shoot 'em up. I've never heard it called a shmup before. I expected her to slap me or something. Never thought she'd hit the power button. What a bummer. Beautiful scene, SubaHibi. Beautiful. Well, this is just Rabbit Hole 1 again. Jabberwocky 1 is Rabbit Hole 1. It makes sense. Dreamy Fish? I think? Okay. Well, perfect place to call it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you again in about 3 months. So, yeah, no, I'm still into SubaHibi. I'm not dropping it, but I swear to God, if there's more scenes like that, I'm done. I'll see you guys next time.